Come here. What if I put you in your pumpkin costume?
Is she not the cutest little pumpkin? Can you put your hood up? Look at you.
Here. What do you think? You're like, Mother, I hate you.
What a little cutie.
All right, let's take you out. All right. I don't know if I'm going to be in the center of this or not, but I'm sick of getting up and down. I need to get something that shows me myself on the back of my camera. Anyway, do you like your pumpkin costume? We're green. All right, so Halloween Horror Night starts tomorrow. I have barely looked at anything. Um, I know a couple of the houses. I saw a couple of them advertised, but I really haven't dived deep. I haven't watched a whole lot of YouTube videos on it. So we're going to go through the entire HHN website today, and I'm deciding what I'm excited for, what I'm terrified of, and apparently how much Universal wants to take out of my bank account. Just a quick overview. It runs from August 28th, so tomorrow. Today is August 27th, to November 1st. I've never been to the Halloween Horror Nights out in California, but I have been to the one in Universal Orlando one time. It was very busy, and we only made it through like 2 houses and a handful of the scare zones. But basically what I'm going to do in this video is bring you along as I look through the lineup for Halloween Horror Nights 35. I have not really looked much into it this year. I saw a few things being advertised. I know there's an Aussie house and a Stranger Things house, and there's always clowns. So let's see what is coming to Universal Orlando this year during Halloween Horror Nights. All right, step 1 is to record my screen. So I just went on the website. This makes me so excited. I'm so sad that 1, I live so far away now, and 2, that I don't get to go to this annually. But let's see what we got. If you're not very familiar with the Universal Orlando website, it can be confusing. But at the top here, we got tickets, event extras, houses, hotels, things to do, know before you go, premium scream night. All right, we're just gonna dive into the haunted houses first, because why not? All right, so I did know about the Stranger Things house. It's called The Final Chapter. It looks like it is being based off of season 5. I am a huge Stranger Things fan, so I was very excited to see this one. Watch a quick clip of this.
Please come in. Stare too long, and you'll find these mirrors reflect only your darkest fears.
Crossover into Stranger Things 5. One nightmare of many.
All right. It's Hawkins' last stand. The Upside Down is invading Hawkins, and this time no one is safe. In this haunted house, based on the final season of Stranger Things, join the gang and Hawkins for one last adventure as you try to survive Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer. Will you defeat Vecna once and for all? Ooh, I'd be thrilled about this. If I had to rank this one for how excited I would be to walk into it, it would probably be a 5 out of 5. Like, I loved the final season of Stranger Things. I know the endings can be controversial, but I loved everything they did with it. Spoiler alert, skip ahead like a minute if you don't want to hear this. But when Will got powers and could channel Vecna's powers, oh, that moment was like amazing. I was so excited for that moment. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for my excitement level. 5 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit. Sinners. I think that's a movie, isn't it? You're in for one bluesy bloodbath. I can't speak tonight. Look, y'all, I had a long week at work and a long day at work. So I apologize if I don't make sense at some points.
Welcome in. The game's just getting started. But be warned, the house always has an edge. And this one's jagged.
Sink your teeth into sinners.
Take a bite out of award-winning original horror. In 1930s Mississippi, libations flow freely and guitar screams fill the air at the Smokestack Twins' juke joint. But the blues become red when Remick's troupe of bloodthirsty vampires crash the party and test blood's true bonds. As you brave this terrifying haunted house based on the award-winning original horror film Sinners. I do not think I've seen Sinners. Let me look. There's a new version, but this says based off of the 1930s. Yeah, I've definitely not seen the 1930s Sinners film. I have seen previews for this one, the Michael B. Jordan one, but I don't think I've seen it. So how excited would I be to walk through this house? I don't know. I think only like a 2.5 beans in a pumpkin suit excited. Hellraiser. Raise some hell.
Ah, you're back. The trick of the game
I don't love
is
that.
knowing when to quit. Because once you're hooked, you've already lost.
Unleash Hellraiser.
Your pain is their pleasure. Enter a realm of pure pain in a haunted house based on the original Hellraiser trilogy. You'll journey through the depths of hell and bear witness to Pinhead and the Cenobites' nightmarish rituals. Then hope you don't get trapped in your own. I have not seen the Hellraiser trilogy, but I have seen Pinhead, a picture of Pinhead, and he is terrifying looking. Like, look at this guy. Terrifying. I would be kind of excited to walk through this house. I think I would give this house a 4 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit for excitement level. Oh, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't even care. I can already tell you, like, 5 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit. This has been a tough year of losses, especially that we just lost Dolly Parton. Oh, that was so sad. All right, what do we got for Ozzy?
Ah, I see you've brought your strength. No matter, for even the strongest can be overpowered by the dark.
Bow before Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. One nightmare of...
All right, bow before the Prince of Darkness. Ozzy Osbourne's shocking image was as haunting as his heavy metal hits. Now you'll enter the Prince of Darkness's kingdom where music and mayhem collide, and everything's gone off the rails. Veer through a decaying world ripped straight from Ozzy's lyrics, and in his haunted house, inspired by one of rock and roll's greatest legends, let the madness begin. 5 out of 5. I don't think it would be very scary, but I think it would be a great time. And I love Ozzy Osbourne's music, so I'm here for it. What do we got next? Evil Dead Burn. I have not seen. I need to catch up on my horror movies, is what this is telling me. I've not seen any of the Evil Dead films, but let's see what it's about.
You there, join me. This game's easy to play, but deadly to lose. So, will you hit a hot streak?
Don't love that.
Go up in smoke.
Fan the flames of Evil Dead Burn.
These little clips aren't really giving you much. I will say that. Evil comes home. The Book of the Dead has been reopened, and now an infernal force consumes a family home. In this haunted house, based on the new film Evil Dead Burn, Dodge-possessed deadites, hellbent on bloodshed, encounter not just the root of evil, but the whole family tree. See, I don't know what direction this goes in. I really like horror movies that are like forces and hauntings in a home, but and that's what this sounds like, but it has to be like realistic. It can't be so out of the blue unrealistic. I get lost in that when it's too crazy. You know, when I first opened this, I would have only given it like a 3 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit. But I think I would give it, I think this is going to be very scary. I think I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit for how excited I would be to walk through this house. There's always clowns. Oh, and the original icons. Oh, there's no learn more about this one. I do know a little bit about the icons. I don't know a whole lot, but I know Jack and Oddfellow are both icons. It's called Chaos and Control. So I'm assuming Jack is the chaos and Oddfellow is the control. But it says, the forces of horror collide. Horror icons aren't born, they're made. Discover the unholy origins of Jack the Clown and enter Dr. Oddfellow's universe as the two pit chaos versus control in this showdown decades in the making. I love an original house, so I will say a 5 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit for how excited I would be to walk through that one. My gosh, how many houses are there? I'm assuming this is another original house. So Cybergoria? Immortality comes at a cost. Awaken thousands of years in the future in this haunted house and brave a cold world driven by machines with a singular goal to make you live forever, even if it kills you. That has 0 interest for me. That is like a half a bean in a pumpkin suit out of 5. But sometimes the houses I least expect, at least like the 2 that I went in when I actually went to Halloween Horror Nights, were pleasantly surprising. Like the OG original houses can be very good versus the IPs. All right, next one. HR Blood and Guts presents a Halloween Fright-tacular. Ooh, I'm very interested already. Big screams on the small screen. Your favorite I have no idea how to say this. Maitre de Maccabi returns to WKNB with a special Halloween scare-a-thon. Tune into this haunted house complete with ghouls, gore, and all the frights that keep you coming back for more. This sounds like classic Halloween, and I am 1000% here for it. That is like 10 beans in a pumpkin suit out of 5. But I also feel like that could be a big disappointment of a house. I'm curious to see the walkthroughs when they come out of other YouTubers that have media access and can film inside the houses, because I feel like this could be a hit or miss. It's very, very promising sounding, and sometimes that's too good to be true. Madlands Caged Cannibals. You're at the bottom of the food chain. The animals might be gone, but animalistic violence is inescapable. Try to survive a defunct zoo that has become the deadly domain of wearing cannibal factions in this haunted house. I feel like this is a gross house. Not like necessarily a scary house, but just a gross house. That's all I got to say. Like a 2 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit for how excited I would be. I am not an alien girly, so this next one is already not for me. It's invasion, alien abduction, extraterrestrial, and extra terrifying. Make contact with horrors from worlds unknown in this haunted house. where a ship full of Greys have torn apart a remote homestead in search of fresh test subjects. 0 out of 5. I'm sorry. I am not an alien person. But it might be good. It might be one of the best houses. I'm just not excited to walk through it. All right. And it looks like that is it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5, looks like original houses, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IPs, intellectual properties. So that's exciting. It's always so interesting to see what houses they come up with. I would love to be on that team of like deciding this and planning this. I think that would be so much fun. All right, so we have gone through the 10 houses. I think I have to go back to the home page to find the scare zones. Yeah. All right, here's the scare zones. Oh, and I forgot about the entertainment. The rides are open in the park too, so that's a plus. But if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, you're really not going there to ride the rides. At least I would not be going there to ride the rides. Maybe that's the perk of going. If you don't care about Halloween, but you care about short ride lines. Oh, I also have to go through the food. The food always looks so good. But theme park food is always like meh. Universal, though, they've been doing some good stuff. And then themed merch. I probably will not go through the merchandise, but we will take a look at the scare zones, the live entertainment, and then the themed food and drinks. So let's see what scare zones. If you don't know what a scare zone is, basically the 10 haunted houses, they're using the warehouses on the back lot, like the behind the scenes. So sometimes you will literally go outside of the main theme park area to get to these houses. The scare zones are always going to be like within the normal theme park area. So like the day-to-day, if you bought a ticket to Universal Orlando and went to the theme park for the day, all of the areas that you would have access to is where these scare zones would be. All right, we've already looked at the haunted houses. Sinister scare zones. Of course, more clowns. Downtown Clown Town, featuring Art the Clown. Crazy, disgusting, nasty, weird, scary shit movies. I have seen those. And then Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I have not seen that. But there's always clowns, and they're probably going to have chainsaws too. It says, there's a wrong side of town, then there's Clown Town. The city that never sleeps becomes a waking nightmare when its boroughs are overrun by murderous clowns folk who can't wait to tear you limb from limb. Welcome to the neighborhood. Oh, sounds lovely. Hey, if their houses are selling for under 100K, consider it. Fort Nightmares. I don't know much about Fortnite. I do love video games. I'm a big Call of Duty person. This one says, the storm is coming. Drop from the battle bus into the chaos of Fort Nightmares. The storm is spreading through this scare zone, bringing new horrors with it. I just know that you drop into Fortnite like you drop into Warzone on Call of Duty, but I don't really know anything else about that. So I would be intrigued for this scare zone. I don't think it would be super scary, but I think it would be cool theming. I forgot to go back and rate Clown Town, by the way. So for these two, I would give Downtown Clown Town. I don't like clowns, y'all, but I do like Art the Clown. So just for that, I would give it a 3 beans in a pumpkin suit out of 5 for how excited I would be to walk through it. And if I ran into Art the Clown multiple times, then it would go to a 4 beans in a pumpkin suit out of 5. Fort Nightmares, kind of the same thing. I would just be kind of like a 3 out of 5 from an excitement level. I guess these ones don't get the big, these aren't the main menu items. They get the smaller descriptions. So Scare Zone, Sideshow of Decay. The past will haunt you. In the Carnival Junkyard, Cindy Kane has opened a portal where decayed nightmares from Halloween Horror Nights past are back to haunt you. That one sounds fun. That one sounds scary too. I would give that a 4 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit for how excited I would be to walk through that. Infernal Carnival of Nightmares. Not a big carnival person. Let the nightmares begin. Jack and Dr. Oddfellow invite you to step right up and see what horrors hide in every shadow at a sinister spectacle decades in the making. Words are hard tonight, y'all. 3 out of 5 just because it has the icons, but that doesn't really excite me. Mel's Die-In Zombies. I love behind the whole Mel's Die-In instead of Dine-In. It's a diner, it's a food place, if you don't know. So, Shake, Rattle, and RIP, zombie car hops have swarmed Mel's Die-In, and they aren't just here for the burgers. I wonder if they're here for us too. This would be exciting. I think zombies are scary and creepy. And if they're on roller skates, like, that just ups the level. This would be a 5 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit. That's a considered a street experience. Also a street experience is Club Horror. If you've ever seen the SNL Stefan skit, every time I see Club anything, it just makes me think of his skit. Party like your life depends on it. The streets of San Francisco have been transformed into Club Horror, where the DJ's undead, but the vibe is alive and well. I'm not a club person. As you will learn, I like to stay at home with my cats and do nerd hobbies. I still think it would be fun. I think it would be noisy and loud, and I don't like that. So I would just give it like a 2 out of 5 for how excited I would be to walk through it. Ooh, we can go right into the shows. Interesting. Wait, what? So there's a Stranger Things house as well as a Stranger Things show? It says a rockin' Stranger Things rewind. The music, the monsters, the memories. In this show, tune into a special WSQK squawk broadcast and relive 5 epic seasons of Stranger Things. Oh my gosh. I'm confused because I only ever thought there was one show. But that is like a 10 out of 5 beans in a pumpkin suit. I can't wait to see that on the YouTubers that go for the media day. And then this is the one that kind of sounds like what they always have. So a new nightmare begins. Embark on a dark musical journey and resist temptation as death-defying stunts lure you deeper into a vampire-ridden metropolis. Sometimes those shows can be sexual, and I am not anti that, but kids probably aren't going to this to begin with, but even a more reason not for them to go. All right, so we got 2 shows. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 scare zones. So we are up to 10 houses, 6 scare zones, and 2 shows. What a fun time it sounds like. So next thing we will go through is the food. Food and drinks. I'm just going to view the gallery. Whoops. I didn't screen record. Hold on. There we go. So view a gallery. They always come up with some really cute and like fun themed foods. I never, again, like it's theme park food, so like it's just gonna kind of most of the time be okay and expensive. But let's see what we got. Beef jerky mac and cheese is what it looks like. I don't know what this drink is. Like, is there a description? We just get words and no. That's disappointing. All right, well, let's look through these pictures first. That doesn't look good. That looks like it's supposed to mimic a finger and then nails, like fingernails pulled off of the finger, which is a chicken tender. I have no idea what those chippy things are, and who knows what the heck is underneath it. We just got this general drink that's, oh no, it is different from that one. Was it different from this one? That's just the first picture. All right, so beef jerky, mac and cheese. I love both of those things, so this sounds delicious. I don't know what the drink is in the back. Chicken finger fingernails, and again, who knows what the drink is. This looks like it is one of those food items that are very Instagram worthy, but are expensive and taste like crap. Similar to this is probably super sweet, really expensive, Instagram worthy, but just mediocre. I don't even know what this is. A dumpling of some sort? And this probably has blue carousel in it somewhere. Any blue drink, if it's alcoholic, is going to have that. I don't know what to think about this food item. There's jalapenos, so hopefully they didn't come from the contaminated ones that had the salmonella. And we're back to the start. All right, so that was very anticlimactic. Let's see. Scary Good Food and Drinks. Elle's Battery Jerky. Oh, yeah, because Elle eats jerky. That's her new snack in season 5. Okay. And that, like, recharges her battery for her powers. Slide Guitar Smash. Slide Guitar Smash. I don't know which one of these. I'm guessing each of these is listed in this picture above. That would be my guess. All right, well, let's do process of elimination here. So Elle's Battery Jerky, we know, is the jerky. Slide Guitar Smash. I don't know, I'm going to come back to that. Pleasure and Pain Brain. That has to be the brain thing. Lasagna Burn. That's probably what that thing in that black bowl is. That looks like a dumpling. That's probably the lasagna burn. And then the Prince of Darkness cake. So I wonder if the Slide Guitar Smash is the drink. That would be my guess. What do you guys think? Comment down below what you think. And then it just goes through the different specialty items at each food location. Yeah. So you can click into those links and see what's on the menu. I'm not going to go through them one by one, but I will be curious to see what other fellow YouTubers get around to eating. I always love those videos and seeing how they think they taste. All right, let's see. What else do we got on here? So know before you go. Helpful tips survival guide. All right, so that's just general info. Premium Scream Night. You're just paying more to have shorter wait times. These nights do actually sound good. I think now that I don't live in Florida anymore, if I ever went to Halloween Horror Nights, I think I would try to do a premium Scream Night. I say that before looking at the price, though. But you get shorter wait times, all you care to enjoy select food and non-alcoholic beverages, 1 souvenir credential and lanyard per guest, free self-parking, where parking is ridiculous. It is like up to $35 to park at these theme parks. And costumes. You can wear a costume. Dare I want to see how much it costs. That's the next thing we gotta dive into. You know what? It's honestly not that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. That is still a very, very high price. $435. But you got to think about what you get. So parking, that right there is $35. So if you bought a regular ticket, you would still have to pay for the parking. You get all the food, which could easily add up to probably $100 to $150, depending on how much you eat. So we're at, I'm going to say 150 for that. So we're at 185. And then the theme park, or the actual ticket to get into Halloween Horror Nights, that's what I don't know. Did anything else come with that? Shorter wait times, that is huge because it really sucks to just, I mean, some of these lines will get up to like 2 hours and it is just miserable waiting when you already have a condensed time frame to do stuff during these events. So shorter wait times are a big plus. Paying extra is kind of like paying for Fast Pass, or sorry, I'm aging myself. paying for Lightning Lane or what is Universal's called? I can't think of what Universal's is called. Express Pass. So buying their Express Pass is insane. When I went to Epic Universe in May, I looked into doing that and it was like $250 just for Express Pass on top of the like $200 ticket to get into the theme park. The ticket wasn't exactly $200. It was a little bit less. I was surprised. I forget what I paid, like maybe around 165, 170-ish. But yeah, Express Pass is expensive. Lightning Lane at Disney depends on the park, but that I don't know what it is up to these days. But the last time I was at Disney, I think I paid like $30 to $35 for Lightning Lane during the whole day at Magic Kingdom. These nights also only happen on certain nights, and it doesn't look like there's any nights even available. Did they not release those yet? Oh well. Now let's see. Oh gosh, how do I get back to... All right. Now time for the really scary part. Ugh. Ticket prices. Hold on, I should guess first. I think a ticket price for a 1-day entrance. This guy is disgusting, by the way. Oh god, I can't look at that. I think a 1-day ticket price will be anywhere from $100 to $200, settling right around $150 for most nights and getting closer to $200 once you get to like October and closer to Halloween. That's my guess. What's your guess? Comment down below. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's find out together. All right, get your ticket to Terror. You got to pick the day that you want to go. There's the premium Scream night. Frequent Fear Pass. So that allows you to go like to kind of like an annual pass, but to just the season. Like the first option would get you into up to 18 event nights. So you could go to 18 Halloween Horror Nights on that pass. Is that only... Oh dang, that's not like that itself is only $240 plus tax. And then the other one's $290, and that gets you up to 31 event nights. So now I'm thinking the ticket price might not be that expensive. All right, let's find out. Let's act like we are going to go buy a ticket. Wow, $90. See, this is where they get you. They trick you. They make you think it's $90 until you scroll down to the calendar and see what the $90 days are. Of course, a Wednesday and a Thursday, and occasionally some Saturdays or Sundays in September. I really am surprised it didn't go up more near Halloween. And Halloween isn't even the most expensive price range. Interesting. So yeah, you're paying anywhere from... Let's see, I thought I saw a 90 somewhere. Yeah, there it is. All right, so what is it with tax? That's not bad. So the lower range, $95.84. I would 100% pay that. Oh god, that guy with the crap on his face. Ugh. All right, what if I went during the most expensive night, which is looking like 131? And the prices might also go up. I know that they did this when I purchased my Epic Universe tickets. As you got closer to the date, the prices increased. So that is also something to think about. Let's get rid of that day. So $8.52. So the higher range would be $139.51. Still not bad. Kind of right around where I thought it was. That was about what I paid when I went to Halloween Horror Nights Oh my gosh, that was probably back in like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. But not bad. I would pay that. Event extras. All right, so here we go. Halloween Horror Nights Express. This is where you can skip the regular lines at one time. It's kind of like the express pass for the regular theme park. The RIP tour, I know that's very expensive. You're with other people. The private RIP tour, that stands for really important people. Haha, play on words. I know that is even more expensive because you're by yourself. And then Five House RIP tour, Scream early ticket. Oh, and Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tour. That sounds like it would be fun. I've done something similar at Disney with like going behind the scenes for different parks at Disney. Let's see how much the express pass would cost. What do you think, Bean? Would you go to Halloween Horror Nights with me? Yeah, so here you go. Express pass. Again, it's going to depend on the date. This is insane. This is more than the actual ticket costs. So on that $90 night, when it came out to like 95 whatever with tax, $250 for the express pass, where you can only skip the line one time per house for $250. And then here's where it gets even pricier as you get closer to Halloween. You see go all the way up to $300. That is insanity. So you're paying like $400 for that altogether, probably more than $400. Because if you go on the 135 night price and get a $300 express pass, my gosh, you're like up to $450 basically. So moral of the story, it sounds like it's going to be a really fun year. I don't know a lot of the IP, so that's kind of disappointing. I am most excited for the Stranger Things house and show, apparently. I wonder if they already know they have the food too. So, like the beef jerky mac and cheese, that is what I would rank as what I would be most excited for. The original houses too, I think those are always surprisingly exciting and good. Huh. I think I need to go back and look at the list because I already forget. My top 3 favorite houses that I would be most excited for: Stranger Things, number 1. I don't think it's going to be scary, but I just think it's going to be a great time. I would be excited to just see that IP come to life in person. Um, I think there'd be a lot of jump scares, so I'd just be excited overall. Number 2. Ooh. The Blood and Guts Halloween Frightacular. I would be very curious and very excited to walk through that house. And number 3, definitely not the aliens. Number 3 would be a tie. I can't pick between Ozzy Osbourne and Jack and Oddfellow. I think Jack and Oddfellow would be scarier, but I think Ozzy's would be just a fabulous tribute to him. So those are my top 4, I guess. I don't know. I can't pick. I have decision paralysis. So Stranger Things, The Pumpkin Spectacular, and a tie between Ozzy Osbourne's house and Jack and Oddfellow's house. For the scare zones, got to go back to those because I also don't remember. For the scare zones, I would probably rank it as, I'm going to combine the street experience as a scare zone. I know it's not an actual scare zone, but just similar concept. I would probably be most curious to see Fort Nightmares. Followed by that, Slideshow of Decay. I just think that would be scary and fun. And then Mel's Die-In Zombie area. So those would be my top 3 for that. The show's easy. The Stranger Things show. I cannot wait to see videos on that. And the food I'd be most excited to try. the beef jerky. Or the lasagna, one of those. The other stuff just doesn't sound good to me. Let me know your thoughts though. Have you ever been to Halloween Horror Nights? Have you looked at the lineup for this year? Are you going this year? If so, what are you most excited for? How would you rank them? And who knows? Maybe a spur of the moment trip is in my future. Stay tuned to find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.